Believe it or not, tax season is just around the corner, and if you're like most small business owners, you're probably a little worried and wondering how much you're going to have to fork over to Uncle Sam. Are you sure that you're not missing out on some valuable deductions that could save you money? Today, we're going to talk about just that. Today, I'm sharing some essential last-minute tax deductions that you can take advantage of before the end of the year to reduce this year's tax bill. Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Trull, your favorite CPA, and on this channel, I'm bringing you all the things you need to stay informed, organized, and profitable in your business finances, so make sure to like and subscribe. And stick around until the end of this video, because I'm going to give you my top resource for making sure you never miss a tax deduction again. So first things first, this video is coming out in November. And this is the time that we need to be looking to see what do we want to do between now and December 31st, and what decisions do we need to make that could affect our tax bill coming up next April. If we don't start thinking about taxes until January, February, March, even April, then we're going to lose a lot of opportunity to make decisions that could help lower that tax bill. Now, my first tip to not miss at the end of the year is accelerating business expenses. Okay. Now, importantly, you only want to do this if you're trying to lower this year's taxable income. And remember that by accelerating any business expenses that normally would be next year into this year, you won't have those next year. So if you have had a significantly high year, you think that your profit is going to be higher than normal this year, and you'd rather have more expenses hit this year than next year, then accelerating business expenses might be something to consider. Now, it's important to note that this strategy is going to work best for those of you who are cash basis taxpayers, meaning you pay taxes based on when the cash actually came in or went out of your business, not the period that the cash was actually for. So for example, if you prepay an expense this year that really relates to next year, if you're cash basis, you can take that expense as a deduction this year. If you're accrual basis, sometimes you may have to wait until next year. So again, this is really relevant for those of you, which is most business owners, who are using the cash basis for your taxes. So if that's the case, any money you spend this year that would have come out next year is going to be a deduction for this current year. So thinking ahead on things you know you're going to need, that you might as well move that expense up, especially if you have the cash to do it, then that's going to be the best opportunity for you. So one thing to look at are, what are your normal recurring expenses? Maybe there are some software costs that you can move up from next year into this year. A lot of softwares also offer you the opportunity to prepay for the full year instead of doing month to month at a lower rate. So not only can you bring those costs forward and take deductions sooner, you can also be in a situation where you're paying less overall because you opted to pay upfront instead of over time. Now, of course, you want to balance that with your cash flow needs and make sure that that makes sense for you. But if you have extra cash to use, you might as well put it to work, saving you taxes. Now, it's important to note this doesn't work for everything. So you may not be able to go out and buy inventory or equipment and things like that before the end of the year, because those things typically do go on your balance sheet and not your P&L. Now, before you do this, just make sure that whatever you're buying is deductible in the current year, meaning this won't always work for things like inventory, or if you're buying assets, machinery, things like that, that typically are put on your balance sheet. That may not actually help you get to your purpose of being able to reduce this year's tax bill. Talk to your accountant a little bit more if you have questions about that. Now, the second way to increase your tax deductions before the end of the year is to move forward employee expenses. So this might be payroll. This could be bonuses that you planned to give your employees. If you give them in December versus January, there is a difference. You're going to be able to get that tax deduction sooner if you pay it out in December. So even that one day can make a difference. If you normally run your payroll on January 1st, but you're looking to bring more expenses to lower your tax bill for this year, feasibly, you can move that payroll up one day to December 31st, and then you get that payroll's worth of deductions this year. Now, as always, I recommend talking to your accountant if you have one before making any big decisions on this, but these are just things to consider, and just remember that timing really matters when it comes to the end of the year. This is true for things like charitable contributions as well, and can also be true about making sure that you have a retirement account set up by the end of the year if you plan to contribute for this plan year. Now, depending on the plan, you might be able to actually contribute through when you file your taxes. However, the plan does need to be open if you plan to use it this year. So if you don't have a retirement account for yourself or for your employees, this could be a really good time to open one such that you can actually contribute to it this year. And the third tip for not missing tax deductions this year is to watch those Black Friday sales. Okay, I'm recording this. This video is going to come out right before the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which now somehow lasts like an entire month, right? But we are used to seeing deals that don't come back oftentimes for the rest of the year. I literally will make a list of things that I want to buy that I can wait on a little bit, and I will wait for these time periods to see what the best deal I can get is. I do this in my personal life for Christmas presents or even just things that I need, especially tech, right? There are tons of great tech sales. If you need new software or new equipment or anything like that from a tech perspective, this can be a really good time to buy because you're gonna get some amazing deals. But what I found really interesting when it comes to all these Black Friday sales is that over the years, they've really evolved. And it used to be really more personal things, TVs, whatever. And now there are a lot of businesses that sell business to business that are getting in on this too. So for softwares you might already be using or be considering switching to, they have often really great deals around this time period. It seems like everybody wants to offer something because everyone seems to be in the buying mood. So think about what you need, make a list of what you might want to be watching out for, and watch your email. I know it can get a little inundating over that time period, but sometimes there can be some amazing deals that you wouldn't otherwise get. The main thing is to make sure if you're buying something for your business, don't just buy it because it's on sale, buy it because you believe it's something that will be useful and provide you a return on investment. Okay, so this could even be educational programs, things you've maybe been eyeing for a little while but haven't taken the plunge on. Well, this might be the time. And speaking about getting great deals this time of year, tomorrow, actually, the day after this video comes out, our 12 days of giving is starting with my company. We're going to have a new deal every single day that will last only 24 hours. So you want to be on the wait list so that you know what those deals are. We are only doing this promo to my email list. So you won't see this anywhere else. You have to sign up, jamietrull.com/12 days. If you're watching this later, still go and sign up for the wait list so you don't miss the next time we do this. And importantly, these are going to be deals on our products. We have various different toolkits for being an S Corp or hiring your kids, things like that, but also some of our partners that we work with. We are going to be featuring some awesome softwares that lots of businesses use or need. We're talking about accounting softwares, banking, and payroll softwares that we have negotiated specific deals for us and for you just for our 12 days of giving. So again, you have to be on the email to be able to get this. So go to jamietrull.com/12 days so you don't miss it. And like I said, those things are tax deductions for the current year. So if you find great deals on things you think are going to help you in your business, this is a great time to buy. And my last tip to make sure that you don't miss out on any important deductions is to make sure you have the right financial systems in place. And now and into the beginning of the year are great times to do that. So make sure to watch this video on the 3 financial systems I recommend that you have in place, and go ahead and get a jump start on getting those set up for the new year. And I did mention that I was going to tell you about my favorite resource for finding tax deductions and tax savings, and that is a guide that I created. I might be a little bit biased, but you can go find that at jamietrull.com/tax savings, and it's going to give you some practical tips for making sure you don't miss out on any important deductions. And did I mention it's completely free? Thanks for being here. Make sure to like and subscribe, and remember, there's power in numbers. I'll see you next time.